There's a place at Starbucks headquarters in Seattle where an elite team of testers check the quality of coffee on behalf of the whole world. It's called the Cupping Room. The team in the Cupping Room has just brewed something that could change the future of coffee as we know it. But wait, now we've gotten ahead of ourselves. To really understand the art and science that went into this groundbreaking cup of coffee, we must travel 3,429 miles southeast, give or take, to Costa Rica. There is a coffee farm there at the foot of a spectacular volcano. It's called Hacienda Alsacia. Beautiful, right? See, the future of coffee is a bit of a crossroads. There are more coffee drinkers in the world than ever before. Yet, each year, problems like climate change, disease, and diminishing natural resources can make the business of coffee farming harder and harder.
Año con año y día con día tenemos que seguir investigando y viendo de qué manera hacemos la forma más rentable de producir café.
Starbucks purchased Hacienda Alsacia in 2013 to better understand these challenges and to look for solutions. Since then, the farm has become a hub of research and discovery. Discoveries that agronomist Carlos Mario hopes will help coffee farmers all over the planet.
Open source agronomy is to really share information and seeds. Sustainability is critical to improve the living conditions for the farmers.
The farm has been putting its own research to work. Developing agricultural practices farm manager Victor says have led to some impressive gains in sustainability and productivity.
From the beginning to now here in Hacienda Alsacia, we are saving 4 times the amount of water. We are saving more than 50% the amount of power, and then having doubled the coffee production here on the farm.
This is probably a good time to tell you about one of the most interesting things happening at Hacienda Alsacia on a plot of coffee trees that have earned the nickname El Paraíso. On this plot, Victor and his team are using all sorts of interesting and cutting-edge techniques for everything from soil management to pruning. The average hectare of coffee trees in Costa Rica produces about 25 fanegas of coffee, or roughly 2,500 pounds. The average at Hacienda Alsacia produces even more, 40 fanegas. But some plots on the farm, like El Paraíso, are now producing double, triple, even quadruple the average. The branches of the trees on El Paraíso are so thick with cherries that farm manager Victor says they look more like corn cobs than coffee trees.
Corn cob.
Another interesting thing happening at the farm is science. Lots of science. For years, Carlos Mario has been working to create new coffee tree hybrids that are resistant to some of the devastating side effects of climate change, like the deadly fungus coffee leaf rust. He takes the strongest trees with the most desirable characteristics and, introduces them to each other.
This is a really old-fashioned process that has been implemented for many different crops. It's something that you can teach to farmers.
Carlos Mario is doing what bees already do, just more purposefully. He is a skilled matchmaker, working to create trees more resistant to deadly coffee leaf rust and hardly enough to withstand the stress of climate change. Each new generation of coffee trees is stronger and more ready for the future than the one before. But what about other farms and other farmers? Starbucks buys coffee from more than 400,000 farmers in 28 countries. And the journey of coffee beans from farms to our cups has never been a short or easy one, even in the best of times.
Because we are talking about not just the coffee production, but also the living conditions of many farmers globally, that they are facing a lot of new problems. For example, insects that were not a problem, but now we are facing a serious problem because the changes in temperature, the changes in the rainfall pattern is putting a lot of new problems, which again the farmers has to solve in order to keep producing coffee.
13. Ya que en mi familia soy la 7ª generación productora de café, puntos más complicados que tenemos ahorita es el problema con la roya y el cambio climático.
El cambio climático sí nos ha perjudicado, entonces una vez ha pensado en decir, no, ya no voy a sembrar más café, ya no voy a...
I'm the 4th generation of coffee growers, so I feel lots of responsibility to keep going, to keep the business going.
Un caficultor tiene que hacerse la pregunta todos los días en la mañana si en las venas de él hay sangre o hay café.
All the agricultural art and science in the world doesn't matter if it doesn't help other coffee farmers, and if the coffee of the future doesn't taste good. This brings us back to Seattle, where the team is about to take their first sip of coffee from two of Carlos Mario's newest hybrid coffee trees.
Alone, they shine. This is a flavor of Costa Rica I'm not familiar with. How cool is that?
I just can't wait till we can get 100,000 pounds of it.
Well, there you have it. It's kind of one big circle. Hacienda Alsacia shares its agronomy research, sustainable farming practices, and disease-resistant coffee trees with farmers all over the world so their farms can be more productive and sustainable, which means they can grow even more delicious coffee for Starbucks to buy and for you to drink, which means coffee farmers have more money to support their families and communities. There's a sign at the farm that probably summarizes what all this means better than I can. Starbucks and farmers all over the world are working hard to ensure the future of coffee for everyone.